Hey guys, and welcome to episode 6 of Surg's single-player survival series season 1. I'm out here at my tree farm, and as you can see, this is just working away. I'm getting a good amount of saplings, quite a few apples, and a lot of wood. And I noticed a couple of things. One, this engineer's toolbox furnace that I had created last episode. It's filling up the charcoal here in the transfer node, and it has completely filled my engines. And what's happening right now is it's not creating enough power. Basically, it needs 2 ticks to even start working on one piece of charcoal, and that's fine. It just creates a slow visual effect. But here, the reason that it starts cutting down trees really slowly, I found out, is not because of the engines running out of power. It's because the machine itself is running out of power, and only that much. How comes I always hear zombies breaking my torches when I'm recording, but not when I'm not? So what it's doing is the machine itself is running out of power, and it's not getting fed power quickly enough. The other issue that we have is if we go, I believe it's right here. I don't have a way to automate saplings going back in here. Now right now I have a good stockpile of saplings, so it's not a big deal. But that is something that we will have to get taken care of. Also, it did kind of clear out some of the leaves and some of the wood around the farm too. So for right now I'm just going to leave it with that. But at some point, probably when we get another ender pearl, we do need to think about getting these saplings out of the barrel and back into that machine. Right now, oh, cotton. I've been picking this stuff as soon as it grows. Right now, I'm actually working on getting all my ores done, and I have more iron in here, so I'll just do all of that together. And I actually ended up with quite a bit of gold. So that kind of leads to the next part where, we're not supplying that machine enough power when it needs it, the harvester that's outside. So if we look at our kinesis pipes, we are using stone kinesis pipes, and they only transfer 16 MJ per tick. But if I use gold kinesis pipes, they transfer 256, and you can see I have quite a bit of gold, and I don't need a lot to do it. So let's just make, say, 6 sets, where is the glass, of kinesis pipes. And this should be plenty. So we'll make our golden transport pipes. We can always use those. And we need a little bit of redstone. And just for right now, I'm going to go ahead and do 9 of them. Actually, I'll probably need more than 9. So 14. If we need more, I have more redstone, and I'll carry just a little bit more out there with me. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to go and make sure that this machine can go as fast as it can. So we're going to have to break these here and hook up our kinesis pipes. Did I just hear a skeleton? Maybe it's underground somewhere. Let me go ahead and sleep through the night. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this off. So we already have the 2 right below this and the 1 right there. So let's go, say, right here. And go ahead and replace these with the golden as well. And now I gotta get out. And it's okay that I'm breaking some saplings. Those will just get replanted. And so now we have that and that. Let's go right, say right here, here, and here. And so basically what I'd like to do is go ahead and just replace all of these stone with the gold kinesis pipes. And the last ones are right here. And I have just enough. So then I'm going to whack this with a wrench, just to turn it off. Now, it's still going slow, but that's mainly because of the amount of power that my engines can transfer. And they're going to use up some of this power that they have saved up. Maybe I need more engines. The other thing that I want to do is, if you notice, the furnace here isn't running. And it's not because it doesn't have space to put stuff. Now, granted, this transfer node's full, but once it fills up the transfer node, then it still has an internal buffer of a full stack. And the reason that it's not running is because it has 0 power. So if we go and break, I can't even reach those up there. Once those get broken, then we'll notice that it will start to turn back on. One way to show that is to just move it. Now, when you pick it up with a wrench, if you shift right click, it will keep its settings. It'll also keep its inventory. And if I place it down right here, you can see now it's running because it has a clear line of sight to the sky. So the solar panel's working. So I think what I'd like to do is I'd like to move that to, say, somewhere like right here. So what we need to do is go ahead and I want to put the piping here underground. So let's just go ahead and get this set up. And we'll just go straight across to here, and we'll put the we'll put it one up. Let me go ahead and get out and then cover this back up. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to put it right there, but the outputs are on the wrong side now. So we can go ahead and take the wrench and just right click, and that'll pull off just the module for where you're facing. And we'll go ahead and put it right back here on the front, but keep in mind that we do need our socket remote to set it back to inventory 1. And let's go ahead and pick it back up, and I want to move it out just a little bit because I want to get it fully set up before I go and put it right there. So we don't want the output to be on the back anymore. What we want is for the wrench, we want the output to be on this side. So let's go ahead and put that. And one thing to note is this is smelting the items that are in inventory 1. See that first little dot? Remember there's 3 inventories? It's the wood is coming into inventory 1 and it's smelting it in inventory 1. And what we want to do is we want to set the output to inventory 2. Just like a regular furnace, it has multiple inventories and it does not smelt and put things back into the same inventory. It puts them into a different slot. So let's go ahead and pick this up now. And we should be able to plop it right down here, and that'll start supplying it with the wood again. And as long as it's set up beforehand, it'll remember the inventories and it'll keep everything set up the way that it was. And so now I want to put my transfer node back, and I'm going to go ahead and put charcoal inside of it. Now what I've been doing is whenever I need charcoal for inside, then I've been able to run out here, just grab a stack, out of my transfer node, it's still keeping my engines fully stocked up. And this will continue to run until not only the transfer node is full, but the internal buffer is full. And there is a way that we can add more power to it, but you know, it's really not a big deal. It's able to keep up just fine. And at some point it will go ahead and stop making charcoal. It just has to wait until not only this transfer node's full, but its internal buffer is full as well. Which doesn't really help that I pull charcoal out of it, but it doesn't hurt anything either. The other thing that I'd like to get to this episode, let me just go ahead and throw some of this stuff away. Don't need that, don't need that. And I might as well take this charcoal and throw it right here, just to make sure that everything is staying powered up. The other thing that I'd like to do today, like I said, is my drill. My drill keeps running out of power. When I'm down here, it looks like it's about to get night. When I'm down here mining, I've closed off the area that led to the natural caves, and that's because zombies and stuff are spawning down there, breaking my torches, allowing even more to spawn, and then they're coming out this way and coming up, or while I'm down there they're attacking me. And I really don't want that. So I've been digging down, and I'm down to about Y level 16. But I've had to go refill my drill at least twice. And I'd like to think of a way to potentially store more energy. Now, keep in mind that this stores 30,000. So it's not like it doesn't store a good amount already. But the more that I can carry around with me, the less trips I have to make back up here to refill it. And there's an item from IC2 that'll help us with that. If we just pull up Industrial Craft here, we can see that there's lots of items here, but what I'm looking for is an energy pack. Now, there's a couple different tiers of energy packs. There's your just regular energy pack, and it stores 2 million EU. I wonder if I have the resources to make that. Maybe. There's also the advanced backpack, which is the tier 2 one, which is a little bit easier to make. And there should be a tier 1 that's a backpack. Let me see if I can find that real quick. There it is, the backpack. It's tier 1, so it stores about twice as much as my drill. It's a lot easier to make. Electronic circuits, some batteries, and some wood. But I think I'd like to start with at least the tier 2. So let's see if we have the ability to make this. So we're going to need some advanced rebatteries, which takes bronze item casing, some copper cables, sulfur, and lead dust. That's not too bad. I should have some sulfur. I have a decent amount of sulfur, and I can always pulverize some lead to make lead dust. Where is my lead? Right here. Let's see if we can make the energy pack. Now we're going to need some energy. That's going to take quite a few diamonds. We're not going to be able to do that. So let's just see if we can do our advanced backpack. So we're going to need a copper item casing and a whole bunch of bronze. Some sulfur, some lead dust. Might be pushing it, but we can probably do it. So let's grab some lead here, some copper, some tin. We're going to need, let's see, our cutters for sure, our hammer. We already have some copper cable. And I'm going to use up the rest of this rubber here, but I'm also going to grab a good amount of the Mine Factory Reloaded rubber. And let's see if there's anything else from here that we need. It doesn't look like it. So let's just start with the electronic circuit. Pretty easy, some copper cables, a tin iron plate, or not tin, an iron plate, and some redstone. So I am going to need redstone. I'm also going to need some sulfur, and let's grab, say, 4 lead. And if I throw it in here, I should be able to make lead dust. Let me just double check that real quick. Yep, lead dust. And it's the lead dust from IC2, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we need. And do we need 4, or do we need 6 of it? Let me grab 2 more lead. Now, the nice thing is this will go ahead and grind it down to dust really quickly, especially compared to, grinding an ore down to dust. Almost done. Now, one thing to note with this, if you've never used a grindstone, if you keep on clicking, see how it stopped? If you keep on clicking, it will break your crank. And that's not something that I want to do. So I'm going to need some bronze. So let's just grab, let's say 3 sets. That's a good amount to start with. We're also going to need at least 1 iron. Oh, did I already have 1? And we're going to pound that down to a sheet. We're going to need a couple of copper. And we have to make those the plates. And then from the plates, we can go ahead and cut them. And let's just go ahead and go here. And return 6 of them into the cabling here. And we should be able to make our electronic circuit. So we at least have 1 part done. I am going to need a copper item casing, because that's what we need for this center here, is a copper item casing. And then we're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 6, so that's 30 bronze item casings. So we might still need, looks like we might still need 1 more bronze bar. So let's just go ahead, and unfortunately you can't just make 1 bronze, you have to make 4. So that will be 15. Get those down into plates, and get those into item casings. And let's see, for these re-batteries, we're going to need copper cables for each. So we're going to need, what, 12 copper cables? And I have 3. And let's see what this gets us here. I think that's 1 short. We'll go ahead and cut them into the cables. And then, like I said, this Mine Factory Reloaded rubber works just like IC2 rubber. So there's those. Our bronze. Nope, I want to do it this way. There we go. And then sulfur and lead dust. We get all of our re-batteries. And I think I'm going to need 1 more of these. No, I don't. Okay. So, re-battery, 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 battery, 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 electronic circuit, and then 1 copper casing. And there we go. So now, this will store 600,000, where this only stores 30,000. So we're going to have a good amount of power. Now, unfortunately, we can't fill this up in our bat box because of the fact that this is tier 2. This is only tier 1. So we're going to need another way to store power. So let's look at making, let's see, not an MFE, not a bat box. Let's see here, an CESU, that is the tier 2. So we're going to need a couple more advanced batteries and some bronze plates. So I'm going to go ahead and, looks like it's about to get night. I'm going to go ahead and make the CESU, or at least make the rebatteries that we already made before. And I'll be right back when we're ready to put it all together. And 5 bronze plates and a copper cable. So we have a copper cable, I just need a couple more bronze plates. 5 bronze plates. And a copper cable. And we have our 3 advanced rebatteries. And that'll get us our CESU. Now, the CESU outputs 128 EU per tick. It stores a lot more power too. But keep in mind that these can only take 32 EU per tick. So if I put it right there, it's going to make these machines explode. So there's a couple different ways that we can handle this. I can use an LV transformer, which takes 128 and downgrades it to 32. Or, remember how I said those machines have upgrades? If we go, where is it? Right here. We have a couple different upgrades we can put in those machines. We can use a fluid ejector, an ejector upgrade, which we might want to make. You know what, let's go ahead and make one of those, because I can tell my macerator to automatically eject into my electric furnace. And then I can tell my electric furnace to automatically eject into, say, a chest that I put here. So to make the ejector upgrades, I'm going to need a couple of pistons, a hopper, an electronic circuit. I don't know if I want to make 2 of those just yet. I'm fine with moving stuff manually. But like I said, we can, for power-wise, we can either do an LV transformer, or we can do a transformer upgrade in the machines, which will increase the energy output by 1 tier, or energy input. So for those, I'm going to need at least 2 of them. So I'm going to need 2 electronic circuits, 2 insulated gold, or 4 insulated gold cabling. So let's see if we can go ahead and make those, and I'm probably going to need a new hammer here in just a moment. And so we just need 4 of those, and they take twice as much rubber. Let's see what else we need. So we have those. We're going to need electronic circuits, so I have enough copper to make 1. No, that'll be enough copper to make 1. And then 1, 2, 3. And I don't have enough uses on my hammer. So let's make another hammer. And I'm going to need some sticks. So this, it uses quite a bit of iron when we go and make the hammers, but with 80 uses, it's doable. So there's those. We'll go ahead and cut them. So now we have our cabling, and we'll go ahead and add rubber. There we go. We're also going to need 2 more iron for our electronic circuits, because we do need the iron plates. And 2 redstone on each side, and then just like that. So 2 electronic circuits, because we're going to need 2 of these. little bit of glass, and then we need these MV transformers, which are just 2 copper cables and a basic machine casing. So we're going to need 16 iron. We have some copper. Go ahead and make our copper cabling. And we need insulated copper cabling. So now we have that, and then where's that iron? We're going to need the basic machine casings, which is just like this. And MV transformers. Actually, I should be able to go and shift click. Oh, do I not have enough glass? 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have everything that I need. Okay. So let's just do it this way then. MV transformer, they don't stack. And then glass here, here, and here, and then electronic circuit. So there's 1 and 2. Now I want to put these in the machines before I hook up the power. And you can just put them right there in one of the slots. And the reason that I want to put it in before I hook up the power is because I don't want my machines to explode. And unfortunately, I really can't do anything about the power that's already in here. I'm going to end up losing it. The only way that I wouldn't lose it is, say, if my diamond drill was empty. Which I can always go, yeah, let me go do some mining to empty my diamond drill first. And I'll just take the charcoal out so that way it doesn't refill. And I'll be right back, because I really don't want to lose that much power. So now I've run out of power. I still even need to recharge my drill, so I'll get the last little bit that was in there. I've also been processing some of the ores that I had gotten while I was down mining. And because of that, I was able to run out of power even quicker. So what I'd like to do is pick up my generator and pick up my bat box. And now I should be able to go ahead and put down my CESU. And I'll just put my bat box in here. You never know when you might need it. So put down my CESU, point it down, and then generator right on top. And now I can go ahead and throw my charcoal right back in there. Now, it's going to take a lot more time for this to completely fill up because of the fact that it holds so much more. I'm going to need a lot more charcoal to fill this up. But the nice thing is now I can take my advanced backpack and charge that up. So when I do go mining, I can take that with me. Now, I'm still going to need to let this fully charge up because, I mean, this backpack holds twice as much power as the CESU. So that's going to take quite a while, especially since I'm still processing ores and everything else too. So let me go ahead and just make sure. It's night again. I must have just came up from my mining cave right at that time. I'm also starting to collect a lot of wood here. A lot of saplings, a lot of wood. And I'm just going to grab this charcoal out of here. And the nice thing is now we have so much storage for power that I'm not going to have to worry about power too much, and we might be able to get into some of the more advanced machines. Now, power generation, on the other hand, well, the generator's kind of slow. So that might be something that we have to take care of. Unfortunately, we are at that wrapping up point for this episode. So, between this episode and next, what I'm going to do is process a lot of my ores that I had gotten. And next episode, maybe we can look at a couple of the other machines and how we can generate more power. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.